Howdy everyone, Sarsa here with another review, and today we're going to be looking at Where Are My Friends for the Nintendo Switch. Where Are My Friends is a game of multiple genres, but mostly classifying as a puzzle game overall. You play as Y, an eyeball unicycle thing, looking for your friends. Throughout the game, the controls will be quite simple, as you'll usually be using about only 2 buttons tops alongside the movement controls. In the intro section, I got a little lost because it took me about a minute to understand that the screen that showed up upon pressing the B button was actually showing what you're supposed to go to next. It was showing the symbol, which you'll see located in the level. Then I came across the first puzzle, and it took me a little bit longer to realize that the things shown on the screen were actually items from the wheel on the left that had to be combined on the right to further progress down the combination chain to make 3 objects at the bottom of the middle screen. Once you've gotten out of the first area, you'll be able to use the level selection wheel to select between levels, each of which is a different genre with different controls. I thought it was another puzzle at first until I accidentally found out how to enter a random level. Thankfully, if you pause, you'll be able to go back to the level select area. Throughout the game, you'll get brief drawn video clips shown to you, as well as some comic strips. The first section we'll be looking at is the most basic one, where you press the button to jump. You'll be constantly moving automatically, so you just have to worry about the jump button. If you mess up, you'll be brought back to the last flag you passed to try again. It may seem simple enough, but there'll be more and more things to avoid, including things shooting at you, which is where I encountered my first problem. Just the first shooter alone had me stuck for quite a while, but that isn't even the problem. There's actually a game-breaking bug with it. When it shoots, if you die when you were jumping and the projectile keeps moving, it doesn't despawn when you respawn. So if you were unlucky like I was, it can kill you as soon as you respawn and you'll be stuck and unable to move. For this reason, I decided to skip the rest of this level and return to the level selection to try another, as I really didn't want to start all over just because the game decided to break on me. The next part will be platforming using portals. In one portal and out the other, with more obstacles being added as you go on, such as lasers to moving platforms, to moving lasers over moving platforms. It gets quite difficult, so let's leave it at that and move on to the next section. The next section is a point and click. It'll have you moving around by clicking, obviously, and picking up items within multiple different rooms. One thing to note is that not all items found in one room are used within that same room. Some will have to be brought to other rooms and placed elsewhere. This section's kind of self-explanatory, so let's move on to the last section. The last part will have you moving around through the dark and turning on lights and switches using bounce pads.
Bounce pad!
And avoiding spikes and, of course, more things shooting at you. Ugh. So having covered all levels and their genres, let's get to my overview of this game. In the beginning, I actually enjoyed it. Of course, I was an idiot and thus it took me longer than it should have for me to complete the intro. But then the game-breaking bug just killed it for me. I was already struggling with the level alone, but I could have just had the patience to get through it if it wasn't for the game-breaking bug that basically voided all of my progress in the level. The underground level could also have similar issues as far as I know, since there's things shooting at you in that level too, and when you die, as you saw earlier, the world doesn't reset upon respawning. That means that previously fired projectiles will still continue and the projectile reload time won't reset either. In the end, I really tried enjoying it, but the frustration was just too much. So in the end, I leave it up to you to decide whether or not this game is worth your purchase. It wasn't my type of game, but that's just me. If you want the game yourself, it is available on the eShop for $6. I would like to thank Sometimes You and Beard Games Studio for the review key. This has been Sarsi on the Game Clips channel, and if you liked the video, leave a like or a comment, and if you want to see more, then subscribe.